All right, so it says receiving your content. We are live. Doggy Diamonds No Filter live. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to everybody that's gonna listen on the playback. Shout out to motherfucking West Coast, Brooklyn, Los Angeles, everywhere. I got the man on the phone who got the internet in a frenzy. This is a guy who came all the way to Brooklyn, sat down with me. We did an epic interview, over 200 something thousand views. I got Spider Loc on the line. Spider, what's going on?
Double D, what it do, my nigga?
Chilling, chilling, man. What's up with you?
Same old shit. Just get my here in La La Land, man. Smoking, counting money.
Yeah, yeah,
Finna get
yeah.
my hair braided actually while we bullshitting.
Okay, so you got the internet going crazy right now, but I want to backtrack a little bit. First and foremost, do you have any music that you got out, putting out, or working on right now?
Yeah. I released two complete projects this year. The first was Lost Tapes, available on all digital platforms, followed up by Politicking, also available on all digital platforms. And I just released the street single, Getting My Loc On, available on all digital platforms. And we are preparing Illiterate to be released early next year as a joint partnership with Cleopatra Records. So that's the music content thus far, 2008, and scheduled for the beginning of 2019.
So Cleopatra Records, is that a new venture that you just got into?
Yeah, shout out Omar, Iceman, Brian Pierre, the owner at Cleopatra Records. I've had a history. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Omar. He's from Brooklyn.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out BK.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he been helping me network and maneuver and make deals on the behind scenes, low level, independent level of the game. I know I happen to be a familiar. I mean, first name basis on Alan Grumblat, based on being connected with Omar from back in the day, and he helped me network a pretty man. It's a blessing, man. When you just stick to the script and it looks dark and you get a ray of light. Shout out Omar, Brian Pierre, and Cleopatra Records. Stay tuned. You're
Um,
literate.
let me ask you something. How tough is it to be in the music business and pursue music after G Unit?
Well, it's been a journey that I was 100% convinced that there was not going to be anything productive happening to me at G Unit. There was no bitter feelings. Everything was just like fizzled out. I used to reach out on a consistent basis to Nicky Martin and to Angel Martinez. To those who know, they know what those names mean. And I made very fervent requests for momentum. One of the most telltale signs is the whole time I was affiliated with G Unit, every year without me requesting, they would get me a very nice luxury suite somewhere in Beverly Hills for my birthday. When I got to the room, there would be champagne and candy there for me. When that started happening, I knew shit had changed. So I would just very politely make a request for a formal statement of release because I had generated quite a bit of interest from outside entities that wanted to do business, but everyone was afraid to try to proceed because I couldn't even present G Unit saying they were giving me a release. I requested it for 50, Nicky Martin and Angel Martinez on numerous bases, to the point I even asked the most street nigga in the office to see what he could do. My nigga Kevin, that used to work in the office, shout out my nigga Kevin. And that made it, that kind of, 50 Cent often brags about him being able to pick up the phone, call somebody industry related, and stop the momentum of another artist, whether it be in television or music. For him to be able to call and do some feminine things like stop somebody from eating based on a relationship that he has, for some reason he feels like that's gangster. So, you never know how much I was affected by him not really wanting to see my project succeed.
So when I interviewed you the first time, you had a lot of gripes with Buck. Um, and some of your gripes wasn't really towards 50 per se. So what changed a little bit? Like it seemed like now you airing out a lot of grievances with 50.
Well, when you watch a chess game, it's a process of elimination. So, from outside looking in, it may have looked like or felt like the gripes were not present, or, pawns usually go first, my nigga.
So now I guess his gloves off with 50 Cent. I guess now, like you really
Better stop.
don't.
You better stop guessing.
and it,
What more do I need to do to make it obvious and apparent?
Nah, you are very very obvious. So with the Young Buck thing, did you ever get a chance to speak to Buck since our interview?
Since our interview, man, I made numerous attempts to reach out to him and try to like do whatever you can do to like restore whatever we had. Because, you know, I guess he was a Crip, and what people don't understand, gangbangers, they bump heads, and when we do shit, we squabble and squash it. So even if we had issues worth having, we have a easy way to rectify them written into our book of ethics. We squabble and squash it. So I had reached out to everyone that I knew that was in direct communication with Buck, including my nigga Dirt from Compton Front. Shout out Dirt. DJ Don Juan, my nigga, he's a very successful DJ from out of Cashville that's transplanted out here to Los Angeles and Hollywood, and he's in the scene. He's a 615 dude that I attempted to mediate with Buck through. My homeboy Twan from Hat Gang Watts also reached out to him. I was in Buck's DM, just to be honest with you as a man, reaching the Olive Branch out to him directly. There was one point where I did a Throwback Thursday picture where he was involved in the picture, and I was aware that he liked it. I wasn't sure if it was on accident or if it was intentional. So once again, I was the bigger man, went in his inbox and said, man, I don't know if that was an accident or not, but if it's not too late, let's holler. I left my number. However, even how that big you about Young Buck, couldn't make no mediation. So I left it alone, and then you see how God worked. Who knew that Young Buck was a fun boy?
Damn.
It's awesome. It's like God, he often shows me once I have something that's like a little bit too big for me to handle, he just moves it right out of my way. Buck is a bitch, and I don't even have to like raise my voice to say, hey, he's a bitch. Now the whole world can see he's different than us.
Damn. So the whole thing that's coming out, you 100% believe it?
Wow, I believe my eyes.
Okay.
I did see a video and hear him telling a boy to let me taste this dick.
No,
I saw that. I know what my eyes saw. I know my
Whoa.
I did hear him. I I remember I heard your podcast. You refused to look.
Yeah.
So I respect you as a man. So as your equal and the amount of trust you have in my authenticity, trust the fact that Young Buck was on the video asking the boy to taste his dick. He also has been on the phone on numerous occasions begging this boy as if he doesn't realize he's talking to a boy. He's asked to fight, all type of men involved, but he keeps forgetting he's talking to a boy on the phone. The boy has made the whole world aware that he has every body part he was born with, and he also rolled Young Buck's dick. So, Buck like nuts bouncing on him. So he's different from me.
Holy shit. So I guess you don't want to rectify any situations now.
Oh, no. I don't rectify a man that's interested in male rectum.
Holy shit.
If I was aware of those things initially, I would have not been attempting to rectify. Sometimes God make you think you want something. I mean, you think you want something, and God got to show you. Quit asking for everything, man. I thought I wanted to be around them niggas.
Wow. So and then 50 Cent, I seen a live that you put out there with 40 Glocc, and you were saying he was letting somebody rub oil his back.
For numerous months in a row. I was aware, and I was exposed, and I witnessed 50 Cent preparing to go on stage on the anger management tour. When he first took the stage, he liked to be bare-backed and bare chest. We all know he was quite muscular and was promoting his tattoos. Nothing wrong with that. But his process, he when he hit the stage, he had a lot of lights involved in his production, and he liked those tattoos to glisten and the muscles to glisten. So he would have his back oiled every evening. And I just witnessed that in our entourage, ready, willing, and available to oil his back were a handful of females, including the women in Olivia's entourage, wardrobe women, and other particular people, such as Justin Puffy Diddy Comb, his son's mother. She was on the wardrobe team. She was available, quite sexy, soft hands. But I also witnessed Curtis Jackson allow two men in particular to rotate the majority of the time to oil his back every night in order to prepare his muscles and his tattoos to take the stage. Pretty Shot and Halim are the names that I can remember most often participating.
Wow.
Prior to 40 Glocc coming on my live, and me with that tech savvy that's on my squad that know. A couple weeks prior to that, a long lost acquaintance of mine by the name of Beeve, who was a G Unit affiliate when I was there, he tapped in on my live, unknowingly to me that it was going to be him. I asked him the same question, and I challenged. I don't know how to go back. I wasn't doing live on the YouTube at the time. It was only on Instagram, and I don't know how to find what happened. But if you really want to know the real answer to the question, anybody out there, when Beef tapped into my live, see how he responded, my nigga. I'm not gonna make up no weird ass shit like that on no nigga. What you think? I'm creative.
So Spider, it's a guy that we all know that was oiling his back, or is a no name person?
Well, you know of him.
Damn.
The general public may not, but Pretty Shy and Halim was like staples of that upcoming G Unit. They was the niggas that wasn't rappers or beat makers, but they was down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, with the scene. Anybody behind the scenes are familiar with them.
Wow. Oh, okay. So damn. So what do you you seen 50 Cent he kind of defended Mr. C a little bit back then too. Did that shock you?
Yeah, I was shocked. I went and had to actually locate that that actual airing of that show, because for years I've been aware. I remember when that shit first hit the fan with Mr. C, I was kind of shocked at the general reaction to hip hop in general. But in particular, I had remember seeing someone put a microphone in 50 Cent's face and ask him about it, and I could see in his face he was just shook up. And then the way he responded, I posted on my page this week, it blew my mind that what he said is what he had to say, because that's not what he would have said behind the scenes. So I always thought 50 Cent was the voice of the rebel, didn't give a fuck, speak his mind, and keep it real. But right then and there, I saw that he wasn't confident enough to tell the world how he really felt. He wouldn't even giggle or laugh at Mr. C. So here we are years later, and even though he was still too much of a coward to openly speak on the subject, he did give the indication that he found the position that Young Buck found himself in humorous. So if the almost identical situation took place with Young Buck as with Mr. C, I don't understand why he's not iterating some of the same sentiments.
Do you feel like do it surprise you that 50 is not really going in on Buck for that?
Yeah, well, it does and it doesn't. It surprises me that he's not going in because he's making it obvious the way he's in everybody else's business, no matter if it pertains to him or not, that he's ignoring the elephant in the room. I thought he would be wise enough that, even though I know it's not much he wants to say about it, I thought he would be wise enough to cover it more, just so it wouldn't be so obvious he was avoiding it.
So, I mean, 50 lately is going back to shitting on Ja Rule. You think that that's like a throw off to take the blow off a Buck of pause? Damn, I don't even know how to word that shit.
No, don't do that. Hey, look, I'm gonna clear you from all them pauses right now, my nigga. Real nigga. We ain't gonna let them fuck niggas fuck up our regular nigga diction. Fuck that.
That's what I'm saying.
They took the rainbow, my nigga. God's gift to the world. They took the rainbow. They can't take our regular street talk. Fuck them.
Word.
Excuse me. I won't say that though.
Yeah. So all right. Do you think he's talking about Ja Rule again to take some of the spotlight off of what Buck is going through?
I'm definitely he knows it. He has to talk about something other than what Buck went through. Why he chose Ja Rule in particular blows my mind, but it makes me feel comfortable addressing something that the general people. I see a lot of comments saying, "Why now?" Well, his behavior makes me comfortable behaving in this fashion because Ja Rule, his situation is a lot older than mine and his. So I don't know what his motivations are for just going at Ja Rule. So I'm glad he is.
You said he glad he going at Ja Rule?
Yeah, just because it shows that whatever I'm doing is not any pettier than what he's doing.
Okay. Yeah. So petty. So
not that I want to see Ja Rule suffer or him win over Ja Rule. He's showing his pettiness, so therefore he's the bully. I'm the bully's bully.
So let me ask you something. How have you been able to rectify a lot of the situations that you might have fucked up being a part of G Unit? Have you been able to really kick it with people and really get back into the fold with a lot of people, or like how does that work?
Nah. He kind of, when you get to a certain level of that fuckboy shit, man, they start speaking a code that you don't really understand. And I'm still Rudolph the Blue-Nosed Reindeer. One man gang, me against the world.
Even on the coast you on, which is not really a G Unit coast. They really basically uh
Yeah, I chose G Unit over the coast in general, so I guess the coast is like letting me stay with my choice.
so yeah, because when everybody was going at the unit from the West Coast, you was G Unit Crip. Is that did you really make a
Yeah,
yeah? Is that a real
I,
set?
I
Did
came
you?
to the I went no, it's not a real set. My set I'm actually from is such a real set. I would not be foolish enough to involve them into some rap battling. So in order to establish myself in a rap battle without involving my real notorious gang, I created a goofy, corny concept called G Unit Crip. But these corny niggas is so scary. They took it so serious. They got spooked.
Wow. So, but you actually tatted G Unit Crip on yourself, right? Did you
No, I
get?
just got G Unit on me.
Oh, I thought you put G Unit Crip. Okay, okay,
G
okay,
Unit.
okay, okay. Um,
No, never. I'm from 97th Street neighborhood, East Side, East Coast Crip, one of the most original gangs in Los Angeles.
got you, got you. So, what happened? Like I seen you with Gonzo going, you and Gonzo going back and forth. What? How the hell did that happen?
The little boy with the big nose. What happened was I've met Gonzo perhaps 2 or 3 times in my life, and the first time I met him, to be honest, it was over 15 years ago. And like he tells you, I guess he has the perception. I have the reputation of robbing people for some reason through the years. That's the worst thing he could think to say about me. I was known for robbery. So I guess it's not a far stretch to believe that I happened to be at a studio session with Gonzo for a couple of hours. You see how much he loves to talk and rant about nothing. Well, that is actually him. He kept talking about the check he cashed and all the things he was going to do with the money that was in his pocket. So before it was over with, he stepped outside to smoke a cigarette with a dude named Otis, an R&B singer from Oakland. And while they were out there on their cigarette break, somebody walked up with a pistol, and they both broke and ran. Otis ended up across the street on a roof. The boy with the big nose ended up running back into the studio where Kenny McLeod and myself was at the Black Hole. T.Y., the guy he mentioned in the video, responded later. They all came. And matter of fact, I'm going to go see T.Y. and Kenny McLeod a little bit later on this month. Shouts out to Kenny and T.Y. We spoke last night. But that's what happened with Gonzo. The next time I met Gonzo, because he was like T.Y.'s artist, we battled. And as we battled, in the midst of the battle, while I was battling him, Gonzo said, like, hey, man, why you look like that, man? You look like you really meaning what you say. And we all had a laugh about that. And then also in the battle, Gonzo would say insulting things to me like, and I'll break your jaw, but I don't mean you, I mean a sucker MC. And we all had laughs about that. And, you know, the way God works, it's also on camera. So the boy T.Y. told me I can come through and go through the archives with him and try to look for it. So y'all keep y'all fingers crossed so we get that footage.
So and you pulled
That's
up.
all I know about it.
Okay,
I
so
was on live. Somebody asked me about him. Somebody mentioned that he may be from 60s. I was just honest about the fact that I wasn't aware of that.
okay,
I never knew that. Had I known that back then, he would have never went through that ordeal that night.
got you. So did you I seen, is that real video of you pulling up in his hood? Like you really went to
See,
his
that's
hood?
not his hood. That
Oh,
if he was from 60s, I would not have done that way. It just so happens that I have a son that played on that team for like the last 2 years. So I'm commonly there in that environment, if it's not at practice or at a game, supporting the whole organization and my children that participate in the youth football league, which happens to be in the neighborhood that I was questioning whether or not he was from. So
oh,
when someone on live asked me about Gonzo and then he was upset about my response, I guess he did a response video and he stated that I moved out of state and I'm no longer in Los Angeles. I just so happened to ironically be scheduled to be in the neighborhood which we were questioning him being from the next day. And I was just like, oh, wow, that's crazy. I'm in LA. Check it out. That's all that was.
so you didn't, because I seen some of the YouTube titles. Spider Loc goes to Gonzo hood looking for him, all that. So that's
You know how the clickbait go. It's
yeah.
just because Gonzo made the statement the day before he was told that I've been run out the city or I don't be in LA. So just to those that may have been listening and thought that there may be some truth to that, how ironic. Not only am I in Los Angeles, Gonzo, I'm in the same exact neighborhood that we're trying to figure out where you say you are from. It was just irony. Just the irony of the situation was funny to me.
Okay, so how could you and Gonzo rectify the situation? How could that be deaded?
See, Gonzo doesn't have a situation with me.
Okay,
He has a situation with the truth.
okay,
So I guess I would have to change history in order for me to rectify whatever Gonzo issue is. That's what it is with a lot of these niggas. I think I sent you a text of a screenshot that says the black sheep is usually the only one telling the truth.
yeah, I
My
felt that.
nigga,
That
that
hit
kind of sums up the scenario, my nigga.
that hit my soul because I be feeling like that be feeling like me. Like a lot of motherfuckers be mad at me because I always tell the fucking truth. You know what I'm saying? The truth, the people who tell
Bro,
the truth
it's
be
the plight,
lonely as shit.
it's the plight of the truth bearer.
Yep.
My most anticipated record right now in the streets is entitled EC, and I kind of leaked it. People know what it is. It's a pretty deep record coming out on the Illiterate Project, produced by J.P. Banks. But the first line of it says, "When you're sticking to the script, it's a lonely road," and it's just a testament, my nigga. So I'm not looking for these niggas. You know the truth. Like I think I said this on your podcast the first time. The truth needs no validation. When you send it out there, it comes back, my nigga. It is what it is. I don't know if when I said Gonzo got robbed that night, if he thought I was indicating to the people that I robbed him, and he responded before he actually analyzed what I was referring to. But if he's honest with himself, all he has to remember is that smoke break on Rosecrans when Otis ended up on the roof, Gonzo.
Oh,
You can
okay.
do all the ranting and hollering and threatening about what you're going to do and all that tough talk. I haven't said anything tough yet. I just took a stroll down memory lane and went to my son's football game. It's the only things I've done on this subject.
So what I'm saying is that is it a situation where he just stopped talking about you and then it's dead, or you just going to continue to let?
You see how free and open this internet is. He can say what he wants.
Okay.
I'm going to go see Kenny McLeod and T.Y., then I'm through with it. Once y'all holler at them G niggas that he said won't co-sign what I'm saying, when we go see them live, and then it'll be over with for me.
Okay. And then
I know nothing else about him. I know nothing about him. He was one of Ice Cube's proteges back in the day with like a experiment kiddie project. I'm not even sure if they were allowed to curse on their album. And that's the only thing I know about him. And I saw him, and he was talking real tough and real big about all this money he had. I was thirsty as a motherfucker, just trying to get my hands on it.
So the 40 Glocc. I thought you and 40 was people. It looked like that really went left.
Me too. I thought we was too.
So what happened with that situation?
To be honest with you, what happened is I've been playing chess for years. Like I say, the pawns be the first to go. Cody tore his ass with me and played himself years ago, man.
In what way?
And then I gave him an opportunity to rectify it on live, and then he tucked his tail.
So what did he do?
For one, this nigga went around the corner live on a kite phone. That's how you were able to get the footage of what happened to Wayne. I mean, not Wayne, but to Baby and Slim a long time ago in them trucks. It's because 40 thought it was a great idea to announce to the world that we were on the way around the corner, and he was live the whole time on his kite phone. To me, that was smart shit. I did a song about it called "What's Your Problem?" Kind of like explaining that 40 did some whole shit on the song. The very next day, 40 Glocc called me and said, "Hey, cuz, you still want to put out that graveyard shift shit that we got?" Because we have been working on the graveyard shift for quite some time, and it was just kind of like a dormant project.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hell yeah, cuz, let's put it out. So when he called me, I'm already knowing I put this song out the day before. I'm kind of anticipating him bringing the song up, and that's why he called me. So I kind of answered the phone with like an aggressive energy. So I'm like, yeah, let's put that shit out. What's up, cuz? What we got to do? 40 Glocc then said, "Hey, cuz, we ain't really got no budget. We got to stir up some buzz about it, some controversy." He was like, on the internet, they already want to see us beef, cuz, so I think we should just like send a few shots at each other left and right, and then, back and forth, and then we had a plan just to squash it in the end, just to kind of sell the project. I say, cuz, check this out on my dead homies. Nigga got something to say about me, he better say it, nigga. I don't play that shit, nigga. I said, nigga, this got something to do with that song that I put out yesterday, nigga. Speak your mind. And nigga say, "Oh, crazy, cuz. You misunderstanding me, cuz. Nah. I say, cuz, I heard everything you said, cuz. I ain't misunderstanding you. He said, "You misunderstanding me, crazy, cuz." I said, all right, if I'm misunderstanding you, I'm finna be quiet. like you never said nothing and let you talk again. And then he came with this whole idea that we need to promote the album and never brought up dissing me again. But basically, he asked me for permission to diss me back. Anybody want to know what I'm referring to? The song is "What's Your Problem?" The internet dates everything. It's over a decade old.
When I interviewed Big Payback before, rest in peace, Big Payback.
Rest in peace.
He was telling me that that whole situation with 40 Glocc and Baby and them in the car was fake.
It wasn't fake. He was telling you Wayne was not in the car.
So Wayne wasn't in the car when 40 Glocc pulled up.
No, and when we was and me and Payback used to go live shortly after the incident, we used to admit that 40 Glocc used to be like, "God, don't tell them that. If they want to think Wayne in the car, just let them think Wayne in the car. Cause fuck that." Mm-hmm. What had happened was Baby and Slim had just recently dropped Wayne off at a location. Mm-hmm. So when we pushed up on the trucks and saw Baby and Slim, we assumed Wayne was hiding under the tents under the third row. Actually, he had just recently gotten dropped off. We didn't realize that. So when we saw Baby and Slim in those trucks, we turned our attentions to the trucks.
Got you. So,
however, Cody Glocc was going live on a kite phone in front of the world.
Yeah, saying we got them trapped off in the car, but he never was in the car.
Exactly.
Okay.
But he would no. We didn't know he wasn't in the car. He was at the location, but they had just dropped them off, and while they were leaving, we caught them leaving the dead end. We didn't realize that he was dropped off.
Got you. So
he went past the truck, went into the video shoot. So I want to let you know, I want to thank the creator, the universe, and 40 Glocc for having that kite phone, because that stopped a lot of activity, and it would have been a lot of incrimination, perhaps. And you know how this shit go. Ain't no telling who would have probably been incarcerated behind that incident. Thanks, 40.
Yeah. So I mean, so where you stand with 40 now? Y'all not fucking with each other, or like what's the deal with that?
I'm cool. I was, if you look at 40 Glock's legacy and his history, I was the one and only hip hop artist comfortable going public speaking on his behalf in any type of a positive fashion. So when he is that scared to tell the truth on a nigga that stole his record and they never did nothing for him, they never gave him a deal or nothing, but let him hang around and take pictures and claim his label, then I don't know what kind of cripping he doing.
Who stole his record?
I'm not asking him to lie on nobody.
Who stole 40 Glocc record?
You know, 50 Cent stole his record. 50 stole his record and put it on TOS.
What record was that?
What was it called? I don't remember the name of the record, but anybody it's easy to research.
Okay.
They both had the record on the same beat. Is it Ryder? I think Ryder is in the name of the title, Ryder or something. It's on TOS. 50's version.
So
he asked 40 to send him the beat. 40 put the record out. 50 called 40, told him send me the beat. 40 was gassed. Thought 50 was gonna remix his song. 50 put that shit out on his album with a whole other title, a whole other hook with the same beat.
Damn. So the
my mama.
She said, "Oh my mama." So the Wheel of Fortune thing, how the hell that came about? Because I never knew you was on that when we did the first interview.
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune is one of my favorite all-time shows, man.
Hell yeah.
It's always been a dream of mine to appear on that show in school days. I've always done well at word puzzles and searches, and Hangman is all. I've always been good at that type of thing. I actually put in a postcard to try to get on that show over 15 years ago, and I never got a response. And a couple years ago, this last time recently, I sent in an email after watching the show, and they were saying how to submit. And I was called in for audition. I went in for the audition, and I got an opportunity to appear on the show.
Hilarious. Like, how did you go in there? Did you like, yo, I had to be on my best behavior, or was you going there like, yo, this shit is crazy?
No, I went on there on my best behavior. I was introducing myself as Curtis Williams, a security guard from Compton, California, because they had a lot of papers that made you sign disclaimers that you had never been on TV, you don't work in the entertainment business.
Wow.
And you know, I've been on CBS, I've been on Weeds, I've been on quite a lot of big networks, and I didn't know how technical they were, why they were asking. So I didn't want to give any hint or give anybody any inclination that I might have anything media associated with my name. So I was trying to hide that totally.
So
and you probably I've tried to locate the whole episode, which seems impossible to do.
Yeah.
What you not get to see is that I actually solved 3 out of 5 puzzles correctly. I was standing next to a woman who was a retired college math professor, and then another white woman who was a technical professional. And when Pat Sajak, each time I won a puzzle before we went to commercial, he made it his business to me and make commentary to the camera. Two times, one time he came over and told me I made it look easy. The other time he called me babyface, not knowing he was endorsing someone that's in the same field as he in order, you know, as far as appearance. You know, he makes a lot of money just by his appearance on television. And he also told the world at the end of the episode to watch the way I played the game, because this is how you're supposed to play Wheel of Fortune. And he described how I played and told everybody play like him. So that's my favorite show. It turned out to be an excellent experience for me. I appreciate it. Shout out to Pat Sajak, the whole crew, Vanna White. They was all down to earth.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you know, many people will laugh at that, or like you should be ashamed that you was on Wheel of Fortune. That shit is dope. I would go on. Everybody know I love Jeopardy. I be in the crib playing Jeopardy and shit. So if I ever got a call to go on Jeopardy, I'm
I play
fronting.
that too because they come on back to back.
Yeah, I'm fronting.
I'm a Jeopardy fan because they come.
Yeah, I'm front and center. So 40 so 40 Glocc. What's how do you resolve that with him? Like what do y'all do? Because if y'all was once cool, and then I seen you mentioning something about somewhere MC8 and 40 Glocc, I didn't understand what you were saying.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up too as well. Remember I told you he been told his ass. 40 Glocc, once again, we go to the Graveyard Project that we were doing. And then I'm about to I'm in the car on the big speaker, so we have a clear connection. I'm about to go into the regular phone. Let me know if the audio starts sounding any different.
Okay.
All right. So we working on we were working on the Graveyard Shift project, and I had a line on one of the songs. 40 Glocc had a record. See, the Graveyard Shift project, to just let you know where it came from, it wasn't my project with 40 Glocc. 40 Glocc let me know he had a bunch of records for a project he was working on with Corrupt and J.O. Felony called The Rifleman. I think it was Razzcast. It was a group thing that never really quite manifest. So he was like, we might as well take them records, break them down, and redo them and put something out. So one of the records had MC8 on it. And on that record, my last line was, I'm gonna let the red rags bail while I sell y'all sick. Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight was on Dale Dog dick. Rest in peace, Dale Dog. He saw it. People that back then, that was a line that was relevant for the times of the politics. Dale Dog is not here anymore. We know what Suge Knight is, but Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg was enemies at the time. But I was declaring that both of them was on the street legend nigga dick. And I guess because MC8 was in a group with Snoop Dogg and Cam, my homie Cam from West Coast Cam, and I guess 40 Glocc had a record that he wanted Snoop Dogg to stamp that he was on. He didn't want that line to be on the record. So for a matter of weeks and months, he tried to get me to change my line. We had numerous conversations about it. I explained to him, are we still there, Doggie?
Yeah, I'm here. I hear you. I'm just listening.
I explained to him unequivocally that I was not interested in participating in this project if I had to be censored. I explained to 40 Glocc that I've major labels and all type of white people, and I've never been censored. I said, if a gangbang rapper is going to be the first person censored, just take me off the project. So he agreed, okay, crazy cuz, that's his thing. Crazy cuz, you crazy cuz, I'm going to leave it alone. I ain't going to ask you no more. So the project kind of went on the back burner. A few months later, he asked me to come out to Colton and shoot some videos. We shot a couple of videos. I told him, man, I ain't got the whole mixtape. Can I get it? I want to hear it. I haven't heard it since we did it. He said, only copy I got it the one we doing the video off of. So after he shot the videos, he gave me the CD. I'm listening to the CD on the freeway, and I noticed this nigga cut my verse off. So I happened to call him while I'm on the freeway. We get on the phone arguing about it, and he keep talking about his money involved. I said, nigga, you keep talking about money, nigga. I ain't getting no money off of it. So I forget what it was. It wasn't no gang of money. But cuz had marked out and bowed down and paid me. But I was mad about the situation, but nobody knew about it. It was just between me and him. I let it go. Then he happened to get to beefing with his own homies on the internet, going back and forth, trolling. I only feel comfortable doing this troll shit to niggas that have soul in the world. They have no problem trolling. so we can troll. So this nigga 40 Glock was going back and forth with his own homies in front of the world, arguing. One of his homies just happened to at my name in a conversation and was like, "Shut up, you bitch ass nigga. That's why Spider Loc made you pay him for cutting him off of a song." I was so surprised that somebody else was aware of it. I got in his DM like, "Cuz, what you know about that?" That nigga said, "I was standing right next to 40 Glock. He was on speakerphone that day, cuz." His name is Zoo Pone, I think 300 on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of felt glad that that could be verified without me having to say, "Hey y'all, guess what happened?"
Yeah, yeah. So you just signed a situation. Is it a
And another
distribution?
reason when
Go
40
ahead,
Glock
go ahead.
really told his ass, let me clarify this, Double D. That nigga first time he told his ass when I first was on this G Unit Crip shit, because he was around, I invited him to participate.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "No, cuz I'm from Colton." I said, "No problem. Okay, we cool." Then one day I was in my studio and he was going live in the studio. Payback and them was watching. Badass happened to be present in the studio. Niggas asked questions, typed and asked about me, and Badass was dissing me. He was right there in the studio with 40 Glock. 40 Glock remained neutral. Once again, you chose sides. Any friend of mine, we gonna share the same enemy.
So also you sent me when 50 Cent went live. I think this is the first time he ever went live on This Is 50. Him, Lloyd Banks, and Tony Yayo.
Ever went live,
Yeah,
yes.
his first live ever. And somebody asked about you and Hot Rod at the time. I saw that before. And he kind of like dissed y'all like right on the live. Was you shocked when you saw that? Because I think you had Beautiful World out at the time.
Right, and well, he actually stated to the fans that they were stupid and didn't know how to ask good questions because they asked about me and them that I had no interesting music out. They didn't ask for a review of my music, but he informed them that the music that was out that they were interested in because they were interested in me. He told them it was not interesting. He blew my mind because for him to be accredited for being such a successful and smart businessman, I have never, ever in any industry whatsoever seen a CEO stand up in front of the world, talk about a product in such a fashion, and then go on to state he would like to put it out if the product develops itself. He is so confused.
And Beautiful World was a big record. That was a big fucking record.
I thank the universe for saying that, so I don't have to say that. As soon as, this subject came up later on in life, and he told the world I didn't deliver, Crayola decided to chime in and say Beautiful was a pretty good idea itself.
Wow. So Crayola took your slogan and made a color out of it?
Right. We're in the process of negotiating with them right now, trying to get a check out of that. Yeah, it's an issue that has not gone away. It's not a hostile issue, but they understand we do have a claim, and we're gonna try to get something out of that too. That's a beautiful thing. I just thank the universe for agreeing.
So what is your official Instagram? Because it seemed like you had a few Instagrams.
My official at the time is Spider Loc Most Easty Baymac. The last name Baymac. I'm gonna take that off. It was for another reason. That was a temporary thing. But it's Spider Loc Most Easty. When we get off of this, it'll break back down to that.
Okay. And you said you have a YouTube now.
Spider Loc Most Easty /YouTube.com. Spider Loc Most Easty is the tag. That's gonna be the prefix for all the social media from this point forward. Spider Loc Most Easty.
So let me ask you something with the West Coast, the home of the Bloods, Crips. Did you ever see a time where it was so many people on the internet, like on their lives, going through beefing and shit like that? Like y'all don't I'm confused a little bit. I never thought I would see so many dudes on live beefing. Are you a little taken back by it, or you just like fuck it?
Oh yeah.
Go
I'm
ahead.
amazing. I don't feel like I have participated in such activities thus far. I do find them kind of comical. If I have gone borderline, I'm going to have to reevaluate my actions and kind of like check myself. What happens to me on this subject is I get asked questions about certain individuals and incidents. I give an honest recollection of what happened, and sometimes that causes other individuals to strike out as if there is some type of beef. But for these guys that you see get on there and just say, fuck you, I'm after you, I'm going to do this to you, and you better watch your back, that is the corniest shit to me ever. Now, if I'm supposed to swear to keep the secrets of all the whole buster shit I've seen the industry niggas do, I never signed that contract. I don't know where I committed to keep these niggas whole secrets. If I happen to be presented at a time where I feel it's appropriate and I'm questioned about have I witnessed any less than appropriate activity, I don't feel like I'm obligated not to share that information.
Is the West Coast unified?
Not at all, but I mean to some extent. So I guess that's an oxymoron, somewhat of a contradiction. It is unified more so than it once has been, meaning that I think a lot of these niggas function and party together, and they got each other's phone numbers and might pop up in the same clubs on the same venues. But as far as unity overall, I don't know what type of unity we're looking to see to declare everyone to agree that it is unified. There's unity and there's separation.
So if I'm not mistaken, Bloods are not allowed to beef with each other, but Crips have been beefing with each other for years. Am I wrong on that?
It's not about allowance. It was
Okay.
about a trend.
Okay.
As gang banging progressed throughout the years, Crips were first to have inner beef.
Okay.
And the Bloods attempted for the longest to cast a bad light on that and to stay amongst themselves at a point where they didn't do that. And even if it was a beef, they tried to stick to the gangbang code of squab and squash it. But gangbanging is such an ignorant institution that gets out of control that even the Bloods have come to all-out war.
Yeah, yeah. Do it surprise you now
with one another?
Does it surprise you now how commercialized
Yeah.
gangbanging is though? Has become? You heard me?
Yeah, I'm shocked, but I'm
Yeah.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you perfectly.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you
Yeah, I can
perfectly.
hear you. It shocks me, but it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I think it makes the world a safer place, the streets a better place. As the more gangbang gets watered down, I believe like the less violence will become as a result of it. So although I might have some fond memories and look back on it, my golden years, I think to see gangbang go the way of being watered down is closer to being extinct, and I think that's better for black people overall for the future.
Anything else you want to cover, Spider? We
Man,
we
shout
touched.
out
All
Rider
right.
for Life for his
Hold on.
production.
Before we do that, so we touched on the Gonzo situation. We touched on 40 Glocc. Hold up. The Young Buck situation. We covered that. We covered the Wheel of Fortune thing. Also, yo, why you whip dude ass in the goddamn in the gas station? What the fuck was that about?
Man, I had just come back from a beautiful, peaceful missionary trip in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, doing the work of a missionary, helping the less fortunate. I caught a red-eye flight back to town, woke up around 7 in the morning, went to the gas station in beautiful spirits. However, the Hispanic gentleman that I was involved with, the altercation with on the tape, parked his car trying to get gas in a position where it blocked my car from accessing the pump to get gas. So in the spirit of what I had just been through, I just peacefully made a appeal to him to straighten out his car so I could access the pump. He didn't cooperate. I went through a couple of appeals of processes of appeal for him to cooperate. Even exited my car and got back in and let him try to guide me into the tight spot, which was ineffective. And then for court purposes, the sheriffs that responded to the incident were also Hispanics. So I'm not surprised that the tape started where it started. If it would have started when I first made it to the gas station, you would get a better idea of what had taken place. So by the time they started the tape, I looked like a madman hopping out the car, taking flight. But what had happened was this individual was very uncooperative with me, and you saw me finally get fed up. And as he was telling me, fuck the fact that you can't get to the gas pump, I'm finna go pay for my gas, I was approaching him to talk about it. And when his hands went up, as you see in the manner, I didn't have time to analyze was his hands going up to talk. I just saw hands going up, and you see reaction, just natural nigga reaction. In the process, his wife snatched my keys out of my ignition. So that's why you saw me put her pants down, because a black bystander female told me that that's where my keys were.
Oh,
It was a little parking attendant guy that came out of the gas station who tried to mediate. He had a uniform on, so I think that people just generally was respecting his uniform. And my phone was missing. I located my phone. It was shattered. Found out that the guy shattered my phone, so that's why you see the subsequent second punch at the end of the video.
yeah, you went fucking crazy. I'm like, what the fuck is up? He was mad as fuck because he couldn't get his gas and shit like that. Like, he just
Nah, man, the fool was just like, fuck cooperating, man. I was just trying to be peaceful and share the universe equally as a human, and he didn't want me to have my due space. And,
got you.
I think the devil just attacked me. I just been over there doing such good deeds, and then, I guess it was a test, and I probably failed that test. I guess I was supposed to turn the other cheek or be peaceful or something.
So, the haters, the people who don't know you, gonna say Spider Loc is broke. He's angry. He's venting. What do you want to say to those people?
I would love for them to point out anything that I've said out of anger. I have expressed no anger. I've analyzed issues and events and shared, experiences that people weren't quite aware of. But I'm not angry about anything. I have 6 beautiful children. We live in a decent life, man. I have nothing to complain about. I've seen the majority of my dreams come true. There are a few that I've yet to realize that I feel on the horizon as well. So I'm just happy about all the experiences that I had and all the opportunities that lie ahead.
So,
I don't know what anger.
yeah. So you also did put out the Lost Tapes. What happened to that project?
Boo Boo did some boo boo shit. What happened was, shortly after I did your interview the first time, I also did a Throwback Thursday post on my page of that interview that you were talking about when 50 Cent came unglued when the fans asked about me. And I entitled it Throwback Thursday when I realized 50 Cent was hating on me. The same Boo Boo that's acting so boo boo and pretending like he's not aware of the fact that I'm on his motherfucking head took the opportunity to do a post in response and claim that I didn't deliver, which is a lie. I don't respect him for lying on me. And he also he had a lot of little twisted shit to say involving other niggas, putting their names in it, and then it's over with. So that's also motivating some of that response. Say your question again.
Oh no,
I forgot what I was trying to tie up.
Oh no. Forget it. We can move on.
All right, fuck it. Yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
lost my track.
yeah. So the new music coming.
Yeah, Illiterate. Shout out Cleopatra Records. I'm excited about what's ahead. Shout out E40 for participating. I appreciate you. We got some Rick Rule on the production on that motherfucker. Silent J, THX. It's gonna be a nice situation. Go get politicking out now everywhere. Shit banging. Daz Dillinger on there. My nigga Fig Newton on there. How ironic is that? Pipe to Snipe once again. We did our thing. I got AD Compton AD on there. I got Slim 400 on that motherfucker. That motherfucker slap top to bottom.
Got you.
And then we got the Lost Tapes. That's what I was explaining.
Yeah. I was gonna get to
that's
it. Yeah,
what he said. Yeah, the bitch ass nigga said that I didn't have no. He stopped giving out hits when it came to me. So after Los Angeles Confidential, so I put out the Lost Tapes that included what the public might consider hits, unreleased with him on it, to show he was lying about that he was finished giving them out, and then he complained and had Mario from G Unit send emails to the distributor threatening copyright infringement and all that. So I took the shit down, took his records off the Lost Tapes.
You breaking up?
Suggest the records he wasn't on. He was only on like 4 or 5 of them.
So you took it down and re-released it.
He was only
basically.
on Airplane just re-released it, but the records that he's on is still on YouTube if you just want to go hear them.
Got you. Okay, so before we go, let's take maybe 3 questions from the chat room. Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, let's do that.
Y'all got any questions in the chat room? Type them right now. I'm gonna take 3 good questions and ask Spider Loc from the chat room. So come on, out with it now.
And let me ask you before they get the questions. Let me ask you one.
Go ahead.
Just survey your mind as a historian. All the books, magazines, DVDs, all the podcasts, all the interviews you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
How many motherfuckers you seen so comfortable being on a microphone and camera telling the world how willingly he is to commit murder for hire and drop a bag off
Remember, I used to just be on the camera threatening Fat Joe how he'll give a nigga so much money and tell him I'll change your life if you don't kill this nigga. Scare tactics. Same nigga riding around in bulletproofs all the time. How many people have you said comfortable expressing that?
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't
That's
do
like
it.
a keep away. And how about investigating murders? I want to know how the general hip hop underground thug type niggas feel about a nigga comfortable saying I funded the investigation into Chris Lighty's murder because his family didn't believe it was suicide and they wanted to know if he was actually killed by another individual. After they find out whether or not it wasn't, and they find out he was killed by somebody else, then what, 50 Cent?
Wow.
All right, questions, y'all.
Yeah. Question number one that I saw is: are you still cool with Lloyd Banks? They want to know this for some reason.
Man, shouts out to Lloyd Banks. I appreciate him for getting out my way before that made that motherfucking kingdom crumble. Stay tuned, y'all.
Okay. So next question I saw was: did you fully squash beef with the game?
Man, let me tell you something. These hip hop squares challenge a chief, and then the audience want to call a battle of beef. Man, I'm a MC, man. I battle, man. Why is every time I open my mouth it's a beef, my nigga? When everybody else do it, it's healthy for the culture. Quit being scared. It's just the low. It's gangster rap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, can I play?
Yeah. So basically, you saying if it was
that's why I call myself Blued Off. I'm Blued Off.
do you think 50 Cent signed you for talent or for muscle?
Oh, talent. He wasn't even aware of my muscle, man. He was aware of my muscle after he offered me a deal. 50 likes to get disrespected. I witnessed Uncle Murder put a picture of 50 in a video with his booty in the air, like Vivica was orally penetrating him from the rear, and 50 Cent was smiling and loving it. And then it seems like shortly thereafter, 50 Cent went out his way to look out for Uncle Murder and start promoting him. Young Buck went out and said, fuck G Unit, ran off and went off with all 50 Cent's enemies. And then 50 Cent invited him back and hugged him and started promoting him again to the world. Game. We saw what type of campaign he went against 50 Cent, and then we've seen for years he keeps bumping into him and hugging him and kissing him in clubs. When I met 50 Cent, he was having a very, very, very important meeting about the G Unit spinner that got changed, that got stolen, and I just decided to be disrespectful and interrupt him while he was talking and started rapping, and he invited me to be a part of his label. I think he enjoys being disrespected. Vivica disrespected him, and I can see, don't need nobody to tell me that nigga done hit her with some cash and she done signed a disclosure form. The homosexual on that talk show told him that Vivica called him gay, and this nigga was trying to shut the homosexual up and hurry up and say, oh no, she thinks I'm gay because I let her lick my ass. Knowing that letting a female lick your ass is not necessarily gay, 50, why did that make you feel so gay? I think he offered that information up real quick as a throw-off. You want to know if him dissing Ja Rule is a throw-off for Young Buck? Him mentioning him getting his ass licked is a throw-off for whatever she really did to him.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he got that bag over real quick. She signed that disclosure. That's why she went away. Because should no female be that comfortable being that bold and being that disrespectful in front of everybody about no real nigga? What she know that we don't know?
That whole segment that you just said is the wildest shit I think I heard in like this whole conversation. Whoa.
My mama. I'm glad they listening. Y'all analyze it, play it back. Go check it out. You go back to In the Club and see the 50 Cent we was introduced to. Go look at him on the couch with that homosexual man and tell me if that's the same dude.
Oh, anyway,
He promised, hey, Doggie Diamond, he said, I promise not to ever do it again. He sound worse than Young Buck talking to that boy on the phone.
Damn. Yeah, I'm lost for words right now. Is there any way with 50 though, on the serious side, is it a conversation that y'all need to have? Is it a way that y'all could just sit down and really build?
When he put that video out of me fighting in the gas station, I got in his inbox. I talked to everybody he and I know and tried to holler. The niggas don't holler. How long you supposed to wait? I mean, fuck it. And for what? Like, for what purpose? How would that help? I mean, what would I need it for? I've done without it for so long. Like,
Got
Why
you.
now?
And you know, reason why I'm asking you that, because I know a lot of artists that are abused, and it's just something that I wanted to talk about. I've been thinking about it for a while. A lot of artists are abused by people that they used to be cool with, that they still kind of need, and the person shits on them, shit on them, shit on them, shit on them, and then the person calls them back, and they go running like the person didn't just motherfucker abuse the shit out you.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know what I'm
cool. He
saying?
could keep that. He could keep that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's every time I see that shit, I just think of the doo-doo smell. It look like he smell like doo-doo.
Damn.
He too rich, supposedly, too big and powerful to be trolling like he is. For a nigga like me who would not troll, for him to make me feel comfortable trolling, he got to be out here with panties on. He the nigga that he really is. He showed us when he put that wig on and started doing all them skits, being pimp and curly. He showed us he's been pretending, my nigga.
Damn.
I
So
saw a picture that I had never seen of 50 Cent that really summed it up for me. This nigga was sitting at a table. It was obviously a high-level professional photo shoot. This nigga was sitting at a table with a suit on, suspenders like an OG, old-school gangster, but he had a plate, a knife, and a fork, and he had a bullet on the plate, like pretended like that was his meal. And that's the corniest shit I ever seen. Man, that shit ain't hard. He thought that was cute, though. He took that picture and posed and let it be, published to the world.
So right now, Spider Loc is ready for all the smoke that's coming from 50 Cent. You want it all,
They
right?
say you can't go to war. They say you can't go to war till you get your money right. My money right.
Okay. So
Shout out Cleopatra, Brian Pierre.
got you. But don't he have a lot of power? Do you think he might make a call and try to shut your shit down if he could?
Oh, he promised. Go search the footage archives. He promises he will. That's him. He will. He will call and try to be like a girl and try to block and hate. That's what he does. He's been threatening to do it for years. He got MCs right now scared to collab with other MCs because of what he might think. I wouldn't give a fuck. The more he called, the more energy he put into the universe of SPI. That's why he taught me. He tried to teach me in order to kill somebody, you don't acknowledge him. So he been declared war. While people think I'm the one declaring war, he been declared it.
Got you. So Spider Loc, hopefully everything will get resolved, everything work out. I just want to hear the music. You let me hear something yesterday that was fire. The world is gonna get to hear that. When could they when could they hear that? That song you let me hear.
It's on Spider Loc Most Easty /YouTube.com. Getting my Loc on. Video coming soon. We shooting it Friday. It's on all digital platforms for download and stream. Check it out. It's starring 50 Cent and Vivica Fox on the record in the intro, kind of setting the tone for what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know, really 50 Cent adds more to the record than I do. I just kind of like commentate on what we've all seen him participate in. Don't really give much of my opinion on anything.
So yeah, it's a song called That You Let Me Hear. So that's out on YouTube right now. Getting my Loc on.
Getting my Loc on. It's on YouTube. It's on all digital all digital platforms for download and sale right now.
Black Forms, that was kind of hot though. We might have to take that. Black Forms, okay.
That was that. Oh yeah, that's that. We right now establishing that Black Form. Yeah, that was hard.
We gonna have to do that. Yeah, we have to, because when these dudes start fronting on us on these platforms, we gotta create our own Black Form. Nah, that should sound. Yeah, we talk about that behind the scenes and shit. We gonna have to do that. So yo, Spider, as always, a pleasure. You know, when you come back to the town, let's link. You know what I'm saying? Let's do what we do. Anybody you want to shout out and make clear right now before we go.
I want to shout out Smith Backdoor Movement.
Yes, sir.
For hooking me, you, and up. Even though he wanted his name bleeped out that first interview on some whole shit, I want to shout him out for linking up two real niggas, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what it do. I hate niggas that throw rocks and hide their hand, man.
So,
appreciate you, Smith, for hooking me up with a real nigga like Doggie Diamonds and for plugging me with M-Rec. I hope that ain't too controversial, but good looking. I just appreciate you for that, my nigga. That was a real nigga.
It's all good. Shout out to Smith, man. Shout out to Smith.
I'm the one though, Double D. I'll holler at you.
Yeah. All right, so yo, Spider, we will build later
good
on.
Looking, Smith.
Yeah. Spider, we'll build later on.
Even if that's the last real nigga shit you ever do in your life.
Yeah. All
right, 100.
Yo, later
Matter of
on.
fact, let me tell you this too. We don't keep it 100 on my side. We keep it a Google. For those that don't know, a Google is a 1 followed by an infinite amount of zeros. So we don't keep it 100. We don't keep it 1,000. We don't keep it 1,000,000. We keep it a Google, and it's Google gang. That's how we do it. Baymac.
All right, so that's what it is. Spider Loc, we build later on. Peace.
for death.
All right. All right, y'all. So just had Spider Loc live on the line. Doggie Diamonds No Filter. Got a chance to really just get a lot of these questions out there that people wanted to know. I got a good report. Shout out to Smith. Shout out to Smith Backdoor Movement. That's the homie. Shout out to Spider Loc. Shout out to everybody who participated in this live, who heard everything. This will be uploaded later on. Make sure you share, like it, let everybody know about this. It is what it is. We covered everything. I think we covered everything. So a lot of times you might see somebody come later on and try to interview and fucking, try to take all the shit that we did, and I don't give nobody permission to use any of my audio from this interview. So if you do, you are going to get a copyright strike because this is my shit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Spider Loc. Shout out to everybody, man. Of course, when I ask my questions, I try to get to see how we can dead a lot of the beef. How can we squash it? I always give the individual opportunity to say to the world how they can dead shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, sometimes people don't want a dead beef. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it is dead or whatever the case may be. So it is what it is. I'm Doggie Diamonds. I thank y'all for tuning in today. This is Doggie Diamonds No Filter Live. Doggie Diamonds No Filter Live. And that's what it is. Yo, I am out of here. Peace. Oh yeah, before I go though, because I be forgetting to plug my shit. Shop.Doggie Diamonds TV. If you want to be a Patreon link is in there. If you want to send a donation, which I definitely need, want, and like. The PayPal is in the description box. Everything is in the goddamn description box. You know what I'm saying? For you to support me. I definitely need your support to keep getting good interviews like this. If you like this, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit that like button too. Make sure you hit that like button. The like button, as you can see, the like button is cool, but make sure you also subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you click the bell next to the description button so you can get the notifications, because YouTube be playing with the goddamn motherfucking notifications. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you do that. You hit the like button, and again, once you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell next to that. So that's what it is. I'm Doggie Diamonds. I thank y'all for joining me today. This will be available to everybody in a minute. So again, make sure you send this out. Make sure you send this to everybody. That's what it is.